Everyone has a special condition, and that is why I want to share the insight I was able to take away from the 14th annual Gtco conference I held in Lagos. The spectrum of possibilities. Number one, it is imperative for all of us to see ourselves as somebody who needs extra support. Perhaps you have a skill, there will always be need for you to have someone to check for you. In academics, there are professors that will ask other people to come and check what they have written. Some you cannot even drive. At every point in our life, we need support. So there are children that every day of their life they need support. So you and I need to know that as much as they need support, everyone that live in this world also needs support. So understand that. Number two, autism is a spectrum. What it means as a spectrum is that autism is an umbrella name, and there are other things that come beneath it. So it could be mild, it could be moderate, it could be severe. Each condition will determine the kind of intervention or the kind of support you are going to get. Another takeaway. Number three, autism and comorbidity. So let me give an example. So if autism is a neurological challenge or delay, it means that there are some things that could come alongside with it, given the severity of the condition. Take for example, should a woman be expecting a cycle, for example, and what they call cramps. Some of them we have to go. The way they are going to misbehave is going to be very funny to you. So because of the pain, right? Some of them would not be able to eat. Now the problem is basically the cramps. They're expecting their cycle. But the second problem that comes from the cramps is basically not being able to eat. So that not being able to eat a lot of appetite is comorbidity. So for autism, a child can be on the spectrum and have ADHD, intellectual disability. So sometimes it's going to come with some problems like learning disability disorders. Sometimes it is not going to be with apparent challenges. The next one is communication. You see, they emphasize so much on communication, and one thing I come to realize is that many parents only concentrate on verbal communication, and most of them were very unhappy my child is not talking. But they said there are four types of communication. We have verbal, we have non-verbal, we have visual, and we have written communication. So as parents, your child drawing you, using gestures, crying, all of those things are also a form of communication. So if your child has a speech delay, explore other forms of communication you might be able to help the child. The next one is our lifestyle. So autism at the moment, we don't have a specific reason on why it is happening. Perhaps there are suggestive condition with genetics, environmental factors, among other things. However, see, I want you to understand that the lifestyle you are living as a male and as a female could potentially have the possibility of you having children that is going to be special. Take, for example, you consume a lot of alcohol. There is something we call alcohol syndrome. You understand? Fatal alcohol syndrome disorder. So, because of what you're taking or what you are doing in life at the moment, it could have an implication on your unborn child in the future. So, be careful of your lifestyle. The next one is therapy. So, I will say non-therapeutical therapists. Many of the therapy that we have at the moment, many of them seems to think they can do everything. For example, a child that have profound or severe autism could require behavioral intervention. That is the work of an ABA specialist. Could require speech intervention. That is the work of a speech pathologist. Could require being able to coordinate himself, embracing self-regulation, and having daily life support. That is the work of an occupational therapist. Could require IEP. That is the work of a special educator. Could require medical intervention or support or assessment. That could be the work of a developmental pediatrician or a child and adolescent psychiatrist. So you, as the person that you call yourself a therapist, you need to know your area of specialization and your area of strength. You cannot do everything because each condition requires different type of support. The next one is the mental health of the parent. I think it is quite important that as much as we are trying to support children on the spectrum, we also need to support parents of children on the spectrum. Your mental health is very important. Go on vacation, seek support, talk to a mental health practitioner. Always ask for support. You need it. And then finally is the report. And these apply to everybody. See, my child is not talking, should not be the major problem. But you should also read the report on the milestones your child is being able to achieve or attain at some point in time. He might not be able to verbalize at the moment. He might be able to coordinate himself. That's a form of positive. And you, parent too, your child is not on the first position, second position, you are angry. You should also understand that the report is always very important. I try to share my insight with you, and I hope you have been able to learn one or two things.